Hello, fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, where it comes to love, I do think that by far, as I look at the climate taking place, the cosmic climate taking place, by far, the biggest boon that is going to take place for you is going to happen late in the month. There are a few different reasons for that. And the main reason for that is Venus speaking to Uranus. That's really going to be the highlight of what it is that is going to help you in terms of love. But it isn't just, of course, it isn't just Venus, but what we also have happening this month is Mercury will also be speaking with Uranus as well in supreme harmony. Uranus, over the course of this decade, through most of this decade, is swimming through your opposite sign. I've spoken about this before. Regular friends and fans know. This is about evolving the way that you understand partnership and what you are going for where it comes to love. So in your opposite sign, there is an evolution taking place. And slowly but surely, you are being led in a direction of seeing yourself and understanding ultimately who it is that you truly are and what it is that you want in partnership very differently. A part of that difference might very well manifest in the sense of you coming to a deeper appreciation that you are certainly on your own individual spiritual journey. And it is uniquely your own. And it isn't necessarily about somebody else taking ownership for your learning or you taking ownership for someone else's learning either. But it is about you saying to yourself, being clear with yourself that your learning is your own. However, in the right environment, you can find a soft place where you feel that you're with somebody who facilitates that learning in a very gentle way, in a supportive way, in an accepting way. Ultimately, Uranus moving through your opposite sign is about coming to a sense of equality of two individuals coming together instead of having this entity of relationship, but it's two people coming together to participate and yet not own each other's spiritual growth. This month, all of that learning and all of that understanding happens in a way that feels smooth, that feels organic, and that is, in many senses, rewarded as well. We have got, in the late part of the month, Venus speaking with Uranus in supreme harmony. You add to that Mercury speaking with Uranus by the end of the month and into the next month, building in this conversation in supreme harmony as well. I look at this and it just speaks volumes about you getting a lovely surprise, if not a lovely turnaround in the context of love. Wherever it is that you have been so far, it does look like really all it could take is a conversation. All it could take is a surprise moment, a quick trip for you to realize how much love is actually on offer for you. And there is this element of starting fresh, starting again, feeling refreshed and feeling a sense of possibility and aliveness thanks to the surprises in love that the universe has in store for you. So those of you in an established bond, I do think that this element of the short trip, the quick surprise, the conversation that leads to an outpouring of love, of just being so bowled over and appreciative of how many blessings you have in love is very strongly indicated, especially as we get to the later part of the month. And it really comes down to talking, and I think that should feel just right for you. But conversation really is going to be the key, regardless of your romantic position at this time. It is going to be conversation that holds the key to you welcoming in more love, welcoming in greater love, and enjoying the company of the person that you're with and coming to a deeper understanding of how you are on your own path and how the two of you are creating a space of greater acceptance for each other. Those of you who have somebody in your sphere right now, I think about the fact that Uranus is a planet that is the ruling planet of the sign in the sky, or the part of the sky for you that has to do with romance, with love. And we've got this particular placement moving through your opposite sign right now, as I said, for most of the decade. And so for you, it is not just going to be about the romance. It's not just going to be about the love. But it does look like you've sort of got an eye to the future. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, I really want to be in a partnership. That really is sort of the understanding. How can I bring love and romance and that lightness of the beginning in a relationship to an actual bond that I hope to nurture, that I hope to create? Towards the late part of the month, you know, I have to say, I look at the sky for you. I'm thinking about the course of this year. We're getting to the late part of the year now. I'm thinking about the fact that you had Mars moving through your sign for the first 7 months. And then you had Mercury now moving through your sign, triggering a lot of the same points that Mars was moving over the course of the first 7 months of the year. And now, finally, we've got Venus speaking kindly to Uranus. After we've had all these placements, speaking with that Uranus in a way that sometimes could feel a little confrontational, that sometimes could feel a little sudden. Finally, we've got, and I think about how not so long ago, just last month, we had Venus moving through your sign, speaking with Uranus as well, in a conversation that would suggest sort of sudden movements or sudden occurrences in love that left you feeling unsure, left you feeling a little bit uncomfortable, asking yourself some tough questions. Now, all of those tough questions, personally and in love, that have been ongoing since the beginning of the year, this does look like a moment of reward for you. So you've been learning a lot about yourself, asking yourself some very important questions. Now, a lot of that is going to start to feel like it comes together. And I do see almost like an aha moment for you, if I may borrow that phrase from Oprah. But this moment for you where you say to yourself, oh, wow, okay, I get what the learning was about. I understand how all that stuff that I was going through now puts you in this place where you can make the most of where you are today in love, thanks to all that you've learned about yourself and all you've learned in the context of partnership, in the context of love as well. So the person who may be in your sphere right now, it does look like you have an exchange with this person that leads you to understand that you are actually better able to be present and enjoy the company of this person, behave in a way that makes you feel proud of yourself, thanks to all the learning that you've been doing up until now this year. Those of you who are open to love, well, this configuration playing out at the end of the month would be, you know, a surprise declaration, most likely. You connecting with somebody possibly online, but I do think that for some of you out there, those of you open to love, there may be a strong percentage of you out there who actually find yourselves getting a message, whether it's email or text, possibly a phone call as well, but there's an element here of you getting a message that is part of a declaration in love, is part of somebody saying to you, I like you, essentially what it comes down to. And it looks to be really sweet. It looks to be something that feels very affirming, surprising, yes, but does leave you feeling very good about yourself. There's an element here of excitement, of fun, of flirtation, of possibility. Where it leads will slowly be revealed in the weeks to come. However, it is conversation that gets it started. It is messages that get this whole thing started. And it looks like it happens just in time, just when you sort of reach this point where you start feeling like, okay, I don't know if what's going to happen next in love. Is love going to find me? I've been doing all this work, asking myself all these questions about myself. Universe, when is it coming? Out of the blue, you get that flirtation, you get that admiration that lets you know that there is an abundance of love available to you. One thing is for sure though, there is an abundance of love available to you. But not only that, that sometimes the sweetest things and the most beautiful things can seem to come out of nowhere. Whether you're in an established bond, you have somebody in your sphere, or you're open to love. That's the thing with love, is it can just take you by surprise. No matter what you're standing, no matter what your status, love can still surprise you, and it can absolutely delight you as well.